Alright, so today I wanted to do a simple video where I talk about what I want from the next big Modern Warfare update. Now, we don't exactly have a lot of details about the next update, but we know it's going to be larger than the last couple. We should see some pretty substantial changes, nerfs and buffs hopefully, some bug fixes, optimizations here and there. I just thought I'd list a couple of things I'd like to see in no real particular order. That way I can come back and watch this video after the update comes out, we see the patch notes, and we can see how much I got and how much I missed out on. The first thing I want from the next big update is no hidden changes. So please, Infinity Ward, do not nerf or buff something or drastically change something without goddamn telling us. Do not do this anymore. That needs to stop. And if you want to do a back-end bug fix that stops somebody from glitching into the map and you just want to fix it without letting anyone know, because you don't want people looking in that area anymore, okay, fine. But if it changes the way I play the game, it changes my weapons, my equipment, my movement speed, my footstep sounds, something, anything that affects me specifically as a player, let us know. I want transparency with every gameplay related change. The next thing I want to see is the under-the-map glitches for Ground War fix. I don't know how those have persisted, but then again, Advanced Warfare had glitching into map problems, and also Infinite Warfare had glitching on top of map problems. So, I don't know, I'm not a game developer. It's a lot more complicated than, oh, we'll just put invisible walls everywhere, because obviously people are breaking through them. But either way, I really hope we see a fix for that. That's a no-brainer. I don't like getting nuked when I try to play Ground War because somebody's sitting under the map. I actually got killed from inside of a wall while I was using a Juggernaut on Ground War. That was a bit of a kick in the dick. The next thing I want to see is some adjustments to the weapons that I rarely see used, like the Dragunov, the Uzi, the EBR-14, the 357 without Snake Shot. I don't know. It's a little subjective. Some of you guys might like some of the weapons I just named, and any weapons I could go through, like, people think the SCAR or the Ram 7 are flawless weapons, and I'm really not in that boat. So it's a little subjective, but hopefully whatever weapons they see people are using the least, they add a reason to use it, whether by adding a new attachment to it, like adding a full auto attachment to the X16, or by just changing its handling, like increasing the speed of your reloads when using the MG34 would go a long way into making me want to use it. I know that sounds kind of vague, but I really do hope they just tweak every one of the least used guns in the game, because it sucks how this game has so many guns and so much customization, and yet people just avoid, like, I'd say about 10 weapons at any given time that I never see them. Next thing I would love to see is frame rate fixes. Now, on my Xbox One X, there is some clear optimization pitfalls that Infinity Ward never really worked out on maps like Piccadilly. Piccadilly is the biggest one where my frame rate drops. Now, some people say it drops to 30 frames. That's not only not true, it makes me think that person's never played a 30 FPS game. Either way, it just drops to about 50, and that's not unplayable, but it is, in my opinion, unacceptable. I think there should be no more than 5 frames dropped at any given time in a competitive shooter. Please don't fix the frame rate by just fucking up the resolution. I bought a 4K console and a 4K monitor for a reason. I like my game looking sharp, but if you have to maybe tweak some other things like lighting and shadows, that's fine. I don't need the game to look like photorealistic if it's costing me my frames. Sharp and high frame rate is what I want. I don't need a ton of effects and things. And speaking of effects, the next thing I also want to see is a reduction to the smoke and dust effects. Now, if you've played the game a lot, you'll know this. If you play on Shoot House or Arklov, there's certain areas where there's like a sort of a haze and it makes it hard to see people. And explosions and, you know, like from frags and predator missiles and anything that explodes, really, so much dust kicks up, it's hard to see people. And in this game, there's muzzle flash, your barrel actually smokes, your gun shakes a lot more than previous Call of Duty games, and then on top of that, having like sort of a smog, like sort of a foggy smoke over your opponents, it's just bad. Okay, you don't want low visibility in your FPS game, especially your Twitch shooter FPS game. So hopefully they can reduce those effects so that we can actually see things. I don't mean like the weapon shaking everything, I'm just saying that in general this game has lower visibility than previous COD games, and that doesn't need to be hurt anymore by unnecessary fog and smoke effects and smog effects. That needs to go. Now for some more drastic gameplay changes. I hope that we see red dots return to the minimap when firing on suppressed weapons. I hope we see a nerf to the ghost perk in one way or another. I hope that bullet penetration through thin materials becomes more consistent, because I don't know if you've ever tried to shoot somebody through a thin wooden beam or sheet metal in this game, but it'll turn your 5-shot kill gun into a 6-shot, 4 into a 5-shot, and I've lost a lot of gunfights because of that. Also, I would like it if limbs didn't reduce damage as much as they do, because I hate that at one range my gun could get a 3-shot kill because I got a headshot, a 4-shot kill because it was all body shots, or a 5-shot kill because one of my shots was a limb shot. There needs to be a lot more consistency there. This is Call of Duty. People jump shot and slide shot and drop shot. People are sprinting or tack sprinting. They're crouching, and it's sometimes not easy, especially in like a panic gunfight where you have to attack multiple people, to go 4 body shots, 4 body shots, 4 body shots, consistently. You're gonna mix in an arm shot, you're gonna mix in a headshot, and that can create this feeling of inconsistency. The S87 is a really bad culprit of this, because with the S87, sometimes it just feels like it melts somebody, but then other times, because of its recoil being inconsistent, I mix in a limb shot or 2 and I can't get the kill. So hopefully they fix that. Next, I would love to see a buff to Battle Hardened. I would like it if Battle Hardened would counter gas grenades, and then also did better at resisting flash and stun, because I don't really see a use in running Battle Hardened. It's not very good in this game, unfortunately. Especially when you're doing objective game modes, it's really noticeable that it's not good. A general buff to Battle Hardened would be well appreciated. A small thing I'd like to toss in here, I want to be able to cancel my stim shots. Honest to God, sometimes I accidentally use stim, and I hate that I can't cancel it and then go into aim down sight. So please allow me to cancel my stim by tapping Y, because currently I don't think you can. I've tried. If there's a way to cancel it and I'm just stupid, let me know. One more gameplay related thing I'd like to see is a slight nerf to the marksman rifles and snipe rifles in general. Now, this is going to get me crucified, and I need to do a whole video on this, but it has gotten to the point where I will round a corner on somebody, pull up something like an M13, and land 3 hit markers, and then in the amount of time it takes me to get those 3 hit markers, the person has already aimed in with their Kar 98 and shoots me in my upper chest and kills me. Same with the lever action, and I'm starting to see it more with weapons like the AX50. I get that marksman weapons like this take skill, but if I can't kill a Kar 98 user in the time it takes for them to aim down sight and shoot me once, I'm screwed. So if I'm using a low damage AR or SMG at mid to mid-long range, sometimes even in close range, I will still lose the gunfight. If I'm using the P90 and getting body shots, I'm going to lose the gunfight against a good Kar 98 user. And the thing is, I don't want to hear that it's so skilled that it should never be touched, because I'm seeing it in every goddamn lobby. If it required a massive amount of skill, I wouldn't be seeing 2 to 3 people using it every match. More than that if I include my own teammates. No joke, it's everywhere. And let me know if I'm the only one seeing this, but I cannot play a match without somebody trying to quickscope me with the Kar 98. I like that they reward you for your precision, and this is a fast TTK game, so they do need to act fast, but there is still something messed up when it comes to me getting hit marker, and then I'm dead. The time it takes for them to kill is the time it takes for them to aim down sight. So once somebody gets into a rhythm, I feel like I just need to camp. I feel like I just need to sit in a corner and wait for them to pass by, throw claymores around for them, because if I want to stick with my automatic assault rifle or SMG, I'm screwed against them. And there's so many of them, I can't believe that it's this hard skill-based thing. I'm gonna get gameplay of me doing it to even prove that someone like myself can fuck over people that are just trying to play the game. Frankly, that's what it feels like. If you use the MP7 and you come around a corner and you start getting hit markers on one of these people, they can sometimes just no-scope or quickscope you. It's bullshit. So hopefully that gets tweaked. I hope that's on their radar at least, because every lobby having it is getting old. In 6v6 and 10v10, you're not going to be having to lead your shot or raise your sight above your target, so I don't want to hear that this is some massively skill-based thing that I just don't understand. No, it's a one-shot kill laser weapon, and if you're on console and you're using aim assist, then it's pretty goddamn comfortable to use, so I don't really want to hear that it should be untouched, because it's hard to do. The next vague thing I want is a solid spawn fix. I just would like an update where they can get out in front and say, hey, we completely changed the spawn algorithm and now you shouldn't spawn in people's iron sights anymore. that would be fantastic. Spawn trapping on Petrograd and Piccadilly in non-objective game modes is still a thing, and it's a bad thing, so hopefully they can fix that. And my last thing here, which is kind of a hot take for some of you, but they need to remove Gunrunner, Crash, and Ramaza from 10v10. Maybe you don't like how campy those maps are in 6v6, but I hate how immovable they are in 10v10. The maps are too small. You have 10 people on one side of the map and 10 people on the other, and it just becomes a cluster. You're not able to flank or push. There's too many people. It is a nightmare if you're a solo player. Even if you're playing with 3 other buddies, you still have so many teammates that could be dying at the same time and not pushing with you and helping. You can't actually play the map. You're stuck on one side all game. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that, but I kind of hope that they remove those maps and just instead give us some more 10v10 maps. And I wouldn't mind if they were all remakes. Like, honestly, maps like Wasteland, Derailed, Stonehaven, Stormfront, I think those could make for pretty good 10v10 maps because they're very big, and I really hope that they stop forcing 20 people into maps like Ramaza, because I don't play the 10v10 playlist anymore. Despite me liking it, I can't do it anymore. Now I want to hear from you guys. I luckily got this video to 10 minutes, which is great for me, but those are just all of the things that I want and my opinions on certain things, so hopefully we can see some of these changes I'm mentioning. What do you want to see changed? I'm sure a lot of you just want skill-based matchmaking removed. I wouldn't hold your breath, but if this next week we get an actual skill-based matchmaking related change, patch, or announcement, I will, you know what? I will eat 10 cheeseburgers on stream if they even talk about skill-based matchmaking publicly with the community. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.